Hello and what's up YouTube, it's Brutal Chaos. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be checking out another video. This is going to be Titans explained by an Australian. This is going to be a request from someone that has commented on my channel. So I love Major Kills videos, so of course we'll check it out. Like I said, I enjoy Warhammer. More is to come. Like I said, stay tuned. You guys have been amazing. Like I said, I appreciate every bit of support y'all have given me. And if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that red button. That subscribe button is totally free. If you enjoy the content, we would love to have you here on the channel. I said more is to come, so we're going to switch over. And we're going to check this out, because I don't know too much about the Titans yet, so it'd be cool to see what he says. Guys, let's do this.
Gal, there's a lot of silly things in Warhammer 40k, melee being the primary form of combat despite everyone having access to long-range weaponry, space bugs of death, who will likely be the overall winners of the setting, and cheery space fungi being a...
I think that's awesome, like, that they choose melee over range combat, because, it's way more cool to beat the crap out of someone than it is to, like, shoot at somebody. That's my opinion.
A massive threat to everyone are just some of the things that make me smile when I think about Warhammer 40k. That came about sounding more sadistic than I intended, but you know what I mean. Even with these wild forces of destruction flinging their schlongs around in a galactic dick measuring contest, there is one thing that still makes everyone stop in awe. Titans. Fortunately, Warhammer has decided that the best way to deal with Titans is by throwing other Titans at them, not by concentrated fire or infiltration or anything sensible like that. Hence, everyone has Titans, and now we get to have some hectic Titan vs Kaiju type battles. Before we get started, I want to say a massive cheers to you guys and gal who ordered the majorkill 100,000 subscriber hoodie and singlets.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to hear about the Titans.
Let's get into it. Of all the weapons of war made in 40k, pretty much all of them, by Primarchs, look up to the Titans in fear and awe. Space Marines are nothing but ants to Gargants, and the Elder Titans make the big boys from Pacific Rim look like quadriplegics.
You see something massive like that and look up at it, yeah.
We will start off with the Imperial Titans, arguably the least sensible ones. I'll get to that in a minute. Now, in life, nerds have the coolest toys. I guarantee Elon Musk has way cooler shit in his house than Ronaldo. This logic applies to Warhammer. The Mechanicus of Mars, the biggest nerds in the galaxy, made the coolest toys. The Titans. Now, the Titans were originally made to end the civil war on Mars and united. Must have been one hell of a civil war if it needed the equivalent of LeBron James playing in a disabled junior school basketball match to win it. The point being, it seems like...
Dude, he's funny though. That's one thing I noticed. Nothing really to the video, but his comparisons cracked me up.
Overkill. Either way, expanding the budget for impractical prototype weapons of war paid off, as it turns out that no other Xeno race at the time had the same line of thought. When Mars aligned itself with the Emperor took numerous Titans for his own private use and integrated the rest into the armies of the Imperium. Fortunately for the Imperium, they still know how to make Titans from scratch without the assistance of an STC, so we're going to keep seeing these boys for years to come. Every piece of Imperial machinery has a warp-based AI called a machine spirit, like a form of consciousness or soul. Small devices all the way to Titans have these spirits, and they vary wildly.
I want to see like an all-out, full-fledged Titan war. Like that'd be just for some reason I keep thinking of Titanfall in my head, but I know it's no comparison because it's totally different. But I think of that, and for some reason I keep thinking of that freaking Grey Knight, the Mighty Dreadnought, and stuff like that. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't think it's considered a Titan anyways, but I don't know why that keeps coming to my brain.
Pistol that is neglected on a spiritual level might unexplicitly jam more often.
That looks cool.
A car who is taken care of more and blessed correctly may run exceptionally well. For Titans, their machine spirits are so powerful that the Titans can act, speak, and move on their own accord, despite the fact that they need to have a human pilot. Meaning the meme about the Mechanicus being weird for praying that the machines work and rubbing oil all over them like they're trying to pleasure them is actually...
He just comes out of nowhere with all this silly stuff. It makes it funny though, I guess.
A valid thing that they do. All in all, when an Imperial Titan walks the battlefield, you know shit is about to go down.
Yeah.
The smallest Imperial
you see that, you're like, okay, these dudes ain't playing like no joke. They're pulling out the big boy. That's a thick robot.
Titan is the Warhound Scout Titan,
Oh my
standing at
God.
just over 10 meters tall. This fast
Space
flanking
Marine's
Titan
tiny.
is set up to act as a vanguard unit, charging in, wrecking tits with its dual turbo lasers.
I mean, you can just stomp on somebody.
This boy is very powerful, only really preyed upon by greater demons or bigger titans. To make matters better,
Well, yeah.
or worse if you aren't friends with the Warhound Titan, they always travel in packs of 2.
Oh my
Originally, they
God.
could be seen in entire squads consisting of over 10 Warhounds fighting together.
That's insane. 10 of these things? That's kind of like overkill. Like 2 is still like, depending on what you're going up against, 2 is going to do the job. It's like, compare those to the freaking, God, I can't think of it, the ATs or the STs of freaking Star Wars, man. I think that'd be a cool video. Titans, there probably is one. If y'all know any videos like Titans compared to like Star Wars AT, STs, or whatever they are, AT-ATs, I can't remember. I haven't watched Star Wars in a while. Like, I'm not a die-hard Star Wars fan, but I love Star Wars. You know, I grew up watching it, but I haven't watched it in a while. It'd be cool to see a comparison video of the Titans to those. That'd be pretty neat. I mean, of course, the Warhammer Titans are going to win, but you know.
However, due to hectic war crimes committed by Warhound squads from the Traitor Legions during the Horus Heresy, the Imperium has capped the Warhound squad limit to 2. Not sure how this would be effective with dealing with war crimes, though, like, 2 Warhounds can definitely ruin civilian populations, and if they choose to go Traitor, then they wouldn't really worry about the imposed limit anyway, but it's the thought that counts, I suppose.
Like, look at that bad boy. He's got two laser cannons on the right. It looks like 2 double miniguns on the freaking left. Insane.
After the Warhound, we have the Reaver Battle Titans, which are pretty much Warhounds times
That's
2.
sick.
They are twice as durable.
They got a freaking missile launcher, and they got a freaking, like, reminds me of a bolt gun, like a precise minigun kind of.
As a Warhound and have twice the
40
firepower,
millimeter,
and
but
standing
bigger.
over 15 meters tall. The Reaver Titan is also the first Titan on this list that can engage in effective melee combat, which is as dumb as it sounds. Imagine a Transformers fight from a Michael Bay movie, but make all the Transformers super old and demented, as well as heavily overdosed on magic mushrooms, and you would have the kind of melee that the Reaver gets into. Each Forge world has their own variants of Titan, and
I love this guy, man. His comparisons and like his comedy. I'm just gonna say comedy. His comedy and his personality with his content, man, just cracks me up. Sorry to pause so much. I really listen to what he says, and I want to give you my thoughts. So I only pause so you can, like, you know, see my thoughts to something going on or after what he says. I don't want to like cut him out. Last thing I say, yeah, that reminds me like of the Telemon Dreadnought. Like, it has the rockets up top. Like I said, that reminds me of like the 40mm Titanfall gun, where it's like boom, 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 like shoot slow, and then over here he's got the fast minigun. Like, so, I mean, so that's for locking on. That's for just spraying down things, and maybe that's for like destroying targets at a range or something, because it's got a longer barrel anyways than that. That looks pretty cool.
so you can see Reavers carrying a wide assortment of weaponry depending on who made it.
Let's see what he says.
After the Reaver, we have the Warbringer Nemesis Battle Titan, which, while still silly, is a pretty badass name.
What the heck?
These Titans are designed to be walking.
Now that looks like the same thing. 40mm, like, kind of rail cannon, and then freaking like a tank cannon, but even bigger, like a nuke cannon.
Guns. Like, they literally have a giant gun strapped to them that can one-shot fortresses and other Titans.
Yeah!
Their secondary
Well, I was
weapons are
right.
generally
It's
used
like a
to take
nuke.
out aircraft or other enemy vehicles. Because of all these guns and shooting and bang bang skirt skirt, the machine spirits of
Bang,
the
bang.
Warbringers are especially angry
More
and
like
love death.
boom!
After the Warbringer, we have the Warlord Battle Titans, which are just
Oh
like
my
a big
God,
Chinese
he's
version
bigger.
of the Reaver Titans, standing at about 33 meters tall. It's extremely heavily armed and wildly armored, having void
That's
shields
a thick
surrounding
boy.
it, meaning it's already a bitch to hurt even without all its metal plating.
Well, yeah.
The Warlords are the most common Titan used in battle, as they're the most versatile, able to mount guns,
My
more
God.
guns, swords, fists, and even psychic weaponry when they need to blast creatures with one too many horns.
I mean, ain't that a bit overkill? I mean, I guess not. Like, I love how people want to compare Star Wars to Warhammer. Dude, there's no comparison. Warhammer is going to win easily. Look at this. He's got 2 cannons on his arm, and he's got up here. He's got basically 4 shots, man, and like all his armor, and he can just squash. I mean, there's no way. There's no comparison.
Horns. And finally, for the final main type of Titan, we have the Emperor Titans, which are really, really silly. Standing up to 150 meters tall, these machines are considered to be the avatar of the Omnissar itself. A single shot of an Emperor Titan can wipe an entire Lesser Titan squad. They're basically walking fortresses, and that's what they look like. They come in 2 forms. Imperator class, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm a dumbass, and the Warmonger class, with the Imperator being an all-rounder, and the Warmonger having extra pew-pew. There is one man-made...
Is that Custodes? Oh my god! It looks like him. Hold on. I might regret this decision to full screen this, but I want to look real quick. Yeah, that's a custodian. Look how tiny they are compared to him.
Longer having extra pew.
Wow.
There is one man-made Titan that stands above the rest, however.
Jesus.
Only one of these have ever been made, and for good reason. The Titan is so powerful that its machine spirit pilots the Titan itself. The Castigator class Titan was also very slick, looking more as if the Tower Elder had created it instead of humanity, as it was made during the Dark Age of technology, where mankind was inventing lots of cool shit. Unfortunately, it was also corrupted by chaos, and one of its cannons started shooting out demons. The corruption was believed to be due to how insanely powerful it was. Its ego could only ever result in one thing. This Titan was brought down by some Grey Knights, and the secret to its construction was destroyed, which is a shame really. If they figured out how to make one of these without it turning on them, then Chaos and the Tyranids would be screwed. There are other Imperial Titans, such as the Rapier class, which were faster than Warhounds but hard to pilot, Carnivore class, Punisher class, and Executor class. How do you pilot a Titan? Well, each Titan has a main pilot called a Princeps, who are very rare and strong-willed individuals, as they have to dominate a Titan's machine spirit in order to take control of it. They basically get plugged into the Titan and off they go. Commanding a Titan has a huge mental and physical tax. Many Princeps go insane or wither away after a time. This is further compounded by the fact that it's really addictive being in command of a Titan, as when they're piloting it, they feel a part of the God Machine. Imagine heroin, but instead of being an obnoxious junkie, you get to blow up the enemies of the Imperium. They are aided by Titan crews who help take some of the mental load off the Princeps. Now, what about the traitor?
So, seeing here his hands, what I'm thinking, like, that just moves the Titan, probably. And then with his brain, or psychic powers, just, I'm guessing being a psyker plugged into the Titan, he's doing everything else with the guns and stuff with his with the mind. Because, I mean, there's no buttons around, so...
Legions and Chaos. Do they have Titans? Yes.
That looks awesome.
Yes, they do. Like most Chaos things, they're pretty much just spiky red textures of
laser
Imperial Titans with more aggressive names. Feral instead of Warhound, Ravager instead of Reaver. Unlike the Imperial Titans, however, there are 3 different ways a Chaos Titan can be piloted. Some of them have normal Princeps in them that are just, normally corrupted, but not horrifically, and they just do their thing. Others have the Princeps completely melted and horrifically fused to the Titan, or the Titan, usually the Emperor class ones, are possessed by a graded demon. As Chaos aren't exactly builders, more just corruptors and destroyers, they have less Titans than the Imperium.
They look crazy.
Mankind aren't the only ones who have Titans. The Eldar do as well, and their Titans are arguably way more practical. These ones move and fight a lot more like Transformers or the Jaeger from Pacific Rim. They're
Those are cool looking.
Graceful and coordinated, but less armed and armoured. Unique to only the Crawford Elder, as the Exodites are too poor and the Dark Elder can't use psychic abilities, which is pretty important for these boys. Firstly, we have the Revenant Scout Titan, speedy boys that shoot hectic laser beams. Instead of shields, these Titans use...
They kind of remind me like of the Ronins from freaking Titanfall, but cooler.
Hologram distortion fields, which make it really hard to see and pinpoint exactly where the Titan is. Sneak 100. They are piloted by a combination of living and dead Elder. They fight in packs of 2 or more, with all the main pilots to each Revenant being siblings, as that allows them a greater psychic connection, hence a more coordinated attack. After the Revenant, we have the Phantom Titan, which is just an upgrade in every way. It's bigger, better armed, and has 2 main pilots instead of 1. These pilots are generally twins. What makes
That
these so
looks cool,
powerful
that
is not
sword.
its arms and armor though. The Wraithbone used to build these is full of the spirits of dead Eldar warriors, meaning that the Phantom Titan develops its own consciousness
That one
fueled by
looks
the
sick.
knowledge of these warriors. To bring a Phantom Titan down, it's not a matter of how many shots it can take, but more if you can land a single shot. Finally, the
So
Eldar
fast,
have the
probably.
Warlock Titan, which is literally a Titan with psycho powers.
I have to say the LR Titans are the coolest looking ones, because I mean they look the most. I mean, even though the other ones look really cool, the Fortress ones, but like these look like more amazing for combat because they're slimmer, harder to hit.
Good luck, mate. For context, even being near one of
A
these
lance.
invites death or instant banishment, even for greater demons.
Yeah, that's sick.
This list wouldn't be remotely near completion if we didn't mention the Orc Titans, called the Gargants, who, despite being
yeah,
made
they
by
just slap
orcs,
everything
probably
together.
have the most realistic design. Literal balls of firepower and death that stomp around with its stumpy legs. They are crude and simple compared to the other races.
It's so funny looking though. You just got guns here, gun here, gun there, guns on the sides, guns everywhere. Just they just put everything, clump it together, and it works. It's funny.
Titans, relying
There's
on
like,
a ton of random
"Wah!"
firepower and massive crews. There is nothing fancy going on here. No psychic powers, no machine spirit, no plasma
I mean, it's kind of crazy to think they can make stuff like that.
reactor, just
That's
good
funny.
old-fashioned orc engineering.
Yep.
They aren't as powerful as Imperial or Elder Titans, but they make up for it by being more numerous and way easier and cheaper to build. Occasionally, when enough mech boys circle jerk hard enough, they can create a Mega Gargant, which is the size of an Emperor Titan and fulfills the same purpose of being literally moving fortress.
That's
For this to
crazy.
work, they
Mega
swap out its
Gargant.
stumpy legs with massive tank tracks, and add enough dakka to blow the crusty jizz-infused pants of your local school priest after teaching the Bible to 5th graders right off him. And fulfills the same purpose of being literally moving fortress.
Pretty
For
cool
this to
looking
work,
though.
they swap out its stumpy legs with massive tank tracks, and add enough dakka to blow the crusty jizz-infused pants of your local school priest after teaching the Bible to 5th graders right off him.
Oh my god.
While the Mega Gargants are not as powerful as Emperor Titans,
That's not
they're
even
being known
right.
to take them down, as noted by Storm Herald falling to the Mega Gargant Godbreaker during the Siege of Hell's Reach. Now, the Tau don't really have
This
Titans,
man's something
they have their
else.
Gundams, which, while they're pretty cute, more match up to the... Now, the Tau don't really have Titans.
Alright, I'm gonna say something to that. I love Gundam. And I love Gundam Wing. I love Gundam Wing, I love G Gundam. And I know this is a Warhammer video. I hate, and I know he's just doing it to do it, but I hate when people compare the Tau machines to the Gundams. Gundams are way more amazing than anything the Tau could make. I'm sorry.
Titans. They have their Gundams, which, while they're pretty cute, more match up to the Dreadnoughts than Titans. I will say this, however, the Tau Manta model weighs 13 kilos and has a nearly 1 meter wingspan on the tabletop, which is just demonically fucked. Like, mate, I could bicep curl the Manta a couple times and call it a good lift. Most Tau think that the Imperial Titans are just propaganda, and that such machines couldn't possibly
I mean, yeah, they look cool, but I wouldn't compare them to Gundams.
exist. Another reason why I actually like the Tau, their naivety is cute. They're probably so proud of their giant manta ships until the day they see an Emperor-class Titan staring at them.
I can't
That will
stand
be
the
the day
Tau.
that the Tau realize victory was never an option.
It's like a wannabe Gundam.
So they really just should start pimping out their women as Imperial sex slaves so G-Man
Oh my
doesn't feel the
God.
need to wipe them all out without a second thought. Titans are silly, ridiculous, probably not worth the
Jesus.
resources that goes into them, and they die a lot. But my god, I am glad in 40k. The horizon is
the
more
world?
beautiful to watch knowing that giant mechs hundreds of meters of tall are blowing each other apart in the universe out there. And that does us for
Jesus.
today, guys. The Titans of Warhammer 40k from each faction. If you
That's pretty cool, man. Like I said, Major Kill's funny though. Like I said, that is one comparison I will always freaking be salty about, is that comparison to Gundam. Like, bro, Gundam is so more bad A than freaking anything the Tau can make, in my opinion. If you have not watched Gundam Wing and you have not watched G Gundam, go watch the shows and you'll agree. Like, you would love Gundam more than you would the Tau, I promise you. Like I said, but anyways, other than that, I love Major Kill, I really do. He's funny. Like his content's amazing. Like I said, the Titans, they're insane. These fortresses, I have to laugh at the freaking orc stuff because they. I mean, it's honestly impressive. It's impressive how they always slap something together to match what they're fighting. Pretty freaking cool. They'll do what they got to do to fight, and then they love war. I mean, it's Warhammer. So, guys, pretty freaking awesome video. I have to say so myself. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I love learning more. Can't wait to continue to check out more. Like I said, whatever you want to see, let me know down below. Have an indigestion today, my bad. Like I said, and if you continue to enjoy the content, please subscribe. Thank you for smashing the like button. It gets us out there on YouTube more. And leave your comments. Like I said, I'd love to hear from you guys anyways. I'd love to write back to you guys. So, without further ado, guys, we'll see you all in the next video.